All right. As far as the injuries go today for practice, really Royals is the only one that won't practice. Everybody else will go. Look forward to the challenge of playing the Chargers. Again, they're a good football team. They're into that second year, so you know that they've got the offense, defense, and special teams down. Jim does a great job with that crew of getting them ready. They've got good players. They're well coached. I mean, their coordinators, Greg on offense, Jesse on defense, and Ryan on the special teams. They're all good coordinators, and so it should be a heck of a football game. Look forward to going to Brazil. I mean, that's going to be you don't get invited unless you've done all right in the past. So we feel honored to have an opportunity to go down there. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
Hey Andy, we haven't seen Hollywood in a preseason game. I just wondered what your take is on him and his progress.
Yeah, so listen, I think he'll be okay. I mean, he's a veteran guy. If he's younger, I'd probably say he'll be a little bit more worried about it. But he's a veteran guy that kind of knows how to go about it, and I think he should be fine. And we've got guys that can rotate into, so it's not we mix and match kind of as we go.
Past year and change, have you seen Jim Harbaugh elevate what they're doing over there?
Yeah, I think he does a great job with really all the phases, and I know as you go here, he can even add more. So it's they've done a nice job. That's what I can tell you.
Andy, what concerns you most about the Chargers defense? I know they led the league last year in points.
Yeah, they're a zone team, but the zones are tight and they have a bunch of different combinations. Plus, they can play man and they do that well. But their zones they do a heck of a job with that. So you can see why they were ranked so high. And they're not going to. Trying not to give up the big play, obviously, but at the same time be able to attack underneath. They've got good speed on the defense. And those front guys, I mean, 52, heck of a player. And that number 3 is not bad either. So they're good players for them.
Andy, over the years, especially the last couple of years, we had to travel to Germany and Brazil. Just what did we learn about just the organization process of getting everybody in line with making an international trip, knowing that there's going to be a long flight and taking care of everybody's bodies, make sure you're at top speed for you?
Yeah, I just look at the time of preparation that the people did, and they try to do it so it's not any problem with the players or coaches. They kind of keep us out of it, but the work that goes on behind the scenes there is crazy. You're moving up basically the whole crew to go down there for a couple days. It's one thing to go for a day to a game, let alone a couple days. So it's quite a challenge. And then you've got different medical staffs that you've got that aren't quite as familiar with what we're doing and that whole part of it. Yeah. So it's an interesting process, but our guys have gotten pretty efficient with it over the years.
It's been a long time.
You played these games. It's been mid-season when you go out to Germany and then Mexico City. Is there a difference being in the middle of the season as opposed to being at the beginning of the season?
I'd say if it was our first year, that might be a pretty big challenge, but having done it before, I think our people have a pretty good feel for it. I think the players, when it's all said and done, they just want to play. They don't really care where it is. I'd probably tell you both teams feel that way. That's what I've noticed over the years.
It's been a long time since you've had any kind of regular schedule. We never see you guys play at noon on Sunday anymore, it seems like. So what have you done to kind of impress upon your team that we have to keep everything kind of going?
Yeah.
And how much of a challenge does that become?
Yeah, well, it's the head coach's responsibility to keep things as organized and on time for the guys, consistent as you possibly can for that. That's one of the jobs that I've got that I deal with. But it hasn't been a problem. These guys are so willing to do anything that you lay it out there and they go, okay, here we go. It's been pretty good. But, depending on the stacked days in a row, as far as when you play 3 games in 10 days, something like that, the rest becomes you got to give these guys some time to get themselves back. So.
Andy, we talk to you regularly during camp, but big picture, what stood out about Patrick just over the course of the last 4 weeks?
Yeah, first of all, I thought he had a good camp all the way through. He's a great leader. He's continued on with that. Wants to know everything. Loves that part of it. Asks great questions. I like the way that he's got some guys back now for a second term, so just he's familiar with them and trying to take that to another level for game, on game day. So I know that's one of his challenges right now with the crew that we have, and he feels comfortable with the guys, and so that's a good part. But he doesn't let anything really bother him. He's just full steam ahead with a positive attitude. That's the thing I appreciate the most. So I think he's even taken it up a notch this year, and he's really had a nice camp. You can see he's comfortable with the guys that he's playing with out there.
Last one, Pete.
Not that he's, just to follow up on Patrick, not that he's not always good, but it seems like these isolated games, these primetime games, he really rises to the occasion. Have you noticed an excitement level that raises in him for something like this?
Yeah, listen, he likes to play every game. I mean, he probably does. I don't know that. I know he gets up for every game. I mean, you play one of the high school teams, he'd be fired up. So he didn't care.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right, good.
Nice.
All right, guys, fire away. Patrick, a lot's been made about what your anticipation for the season might be, but for you personally, what has been your anticipation just to start this year?
I'm super excited. We get to go out there and play the game that you love, and we got a lot of guys that are super hungry and want to go out there and put on the show. And so for us, we have to just go out there with the mentality. Let's have some fun playing the game that we love, and try to go out there and win football games.
It seemed like in preseason game 3, the protection was really good. I guess, how optimistic are you that this is the crew that's going to allow you to open up all 3 levels of the playbook, essentially attack all 3 levels?
Yeah, I think every step of the way so far, they've done a great job of getting better and better and kind of checking those boxes. And so this will be a great test for them. I mean, this is a prolific D-line with Khalil Mack and really all throughout. They got depth at edge, D tackles, and they were one of the best defenses in the league this last year. So it'll be another test for these guys, and I'm excited for them to go out there and accept the challenge and showcase who they are.
As you begin the season, this is your 8th year as the starting quarterback. What stands out about this team, maybe opposed to other years, that gives you the confidence that this team is a team that can make it back to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think just how we've kind of went about our business in the offseason. I mean, you can just see from the OTAs and to the training camp, we have a good mix of veteran guys, kind of these young veteran guys that have been in a lot of big games, and then some like young guys that are athletic and want to make their imprint. And so when you have that good mix of players like that, you have the experience, you have the athleticism, and now you have to go out there and just prove that you can win. And we got a lot of guys on our football team that have won a lot of games. But so how can we bring those guys in that are new up to the standard that we hold every single day at practice in the film room? And and on the game days. And so I think we've done that so far, and now it's about going out there and proving it on game day.
Patrick, every year is different, but just going back to the off season and how you prepared yourself up until now, how do you feel going into this game one?
No, I feel great. You know, it was good to get a full off season in, nothing serious injury wise. So just being able to go out there and work my body, and then being able to get this repetitions with the receivers and get on the same page with them. And we have a lot of the same receivers, I think, which is cool, kind of in those primary roles with Xavier and then with Rasheed and then Hollywood, guys that I've thrown to a lot, and then adding with the tight ends, and then the new guys were even here, a lot of them last year as well. And so having that chemistry built before the off season, we can kind of work on the finer details of things, and I think it's going to show up on game days because we kind of built that chemistry before.
For you, was it right after the preseason finale that you turned your attention to the Chargers? And if so, like, what was your just initial reaction? I know I ask you every year about just seeing the first game plan for the upcoming season.
Yeah, I think it's a good game plan. I think the coaches have kind of been on it even before we finished that last preseason game. And so I finished it and turned right to watching film on the Chargers. Obviously have a good feel for stuff they did last year. I mean, you play them twice, and then we had that bye week, so I was watching Chargers film with the possibility of playing them in the playoffs last year. And so they're a good defense. I mean, they're a really good defense at every single level. They have great players. They're coached really well by Coach Mentor, and they're going to come in with the right mentality. And so it's about us accepting the challenge. And I feel like we have a good game plan in so far. We'll keep adding to that throughout the week. But you got to be able to execute on a play-by-play basis in order to move the football, because they will capitalize on all miscues and take advantage of their opportunities as well.
You guys had AFC West days throughout the offseason. How helpful is it when you go into a game like this?
For sure. I mean, you get a good feel for the entire scheme of things. You know, they have a fast defense that can be complex. That everybody knows what they're doing, and so you want to be able to know what they're trying to execute. I mean, obviously they're going to have change-ups. I mean, they have good coaches and good players, but you want to have a good sense of what they're trying to do, what they're trying to make the quarterback do, and try to get you outside of your comfort zone. And so trying to be as simple as you can and trying to stay within what we do at a high level, and then try to execute against stuff that they're trying to scheme up against.
I'm going to Brazil and just starting the season out too in Brazil.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. It'll be a great experience, a great chance to showcase who we are, the Kansas City Chiefs, worldwide. And I know the fan base in Brazil is extremely excited as well. So it'll be a cool experience, and being able to play our first game out there against a great opponent, it'll be a lot of fun.
You almost have to do this the first game, right? Just to go that far. And what are your thoughts on body clock and adjusting to such a long trip?
I mean, obviously, I don't know for sure because I've never been down to Brazil before, but I think it's going to be a similar effect to Germany, except Germany, you were way ahead timeline and stuff like that. So we want to be as crazy as far as the sleep and how you figure out your sleep. I think it's just about managing the plane ride and keeping yourself moving whenever you have opportunities to, and getting your body right. But the trainers and coaches have really done the research, and they understand what we need to do. So now it's just going down there and playing football. And I think more than anything, it was just explaining to some guys how far the trip was. Some guys didn't understand how far the travel was, Travis, even though he just was down there like last year. So I was just explaining to him how the globe works.
Is there a difference between playing, already having the season going, you go to Germany and Mexico City, and then getting the season now, you just starting the season off in another country?
I think the blessing that we've had over these last few years is we've had a lot of crazy schedules. So it's like you kind of go with the flow. You trust in the decisions that our operations and our coaches kind of plan for us throughout the off season, and then we just try to execute that at a high level so that when we get to the football field, we can just play our best football, and that's what we're here to do. And so we're excited for the opportunity.
Since we talked to you last, we learned about the Rasheed suspension. Does that change anything with the game plan? Having it happen so close to the game, and how do you cope with not having him on the field here?
Yeah, I think we prepared a little bit in the off season just for other guys to have to step up in certain roles, but that's part of it. Even last year with the injury that he had, guys had to step up and make plays, and so I think obviously losing a receiver of that magnitude that's that good, it takes away from the offense in a sense, but at the same time we got and brought in depth with Veach, and them had brought in a lot of receiver depth so that guys can step up and take over that role in different spots. It won't be just one guy; it'll be multiple guys that will kind of do some of the stuff that Rasheed has done, and then other guys will step up at other spots and make plays as well.
Okay, thanks, Patrick.
differ from other years just based on how last year ended? Just what's it been like over the past few weeks?
Yeah, a lot of excitement, really. I think everybody's, now that training camp's over, now that we're back from St. Joe's, just that excitement of the first game, just going out there and putting this defense fully together. During preseason, I don't think we played a full half even all together, and we showed some glimpses, and obviously we played our offense a lot, but finally just go out there and play a full game with each other and go hit somebody other than who we always hit is going to be really nice.
Trent, for you, just studying the Chargers offense over and over again, anything stand out to you that's different maybe from previous years about what you're about to face week one?
Yeah, they're disciplined, and they do a really good job in the run game. They have some good receivers, Lad McConkey, and also some new guys that they got, some rookies this year that are dynamic, and I think they do really good at just running their offense and not caring what the defense throws at them, and they're also just really well coached, and I think they're going to be a really good challenge for us to go out there week one and kind of just be able to stop the run and go out there and make plays on the back end.
You mentioned the run. I mean, just the fact that I know you don't want to give away the game plan where
Yeah.
you're going to be playing, but if you do play one slot, is that sort of an eagerness to get more involved in the run game maybe than that position last year?
Yeah. As you know, with Spags, I'm kind of doing a bunch of things and stuff. So whenever I get an opportunity to come in and put them big boy pads on, they always like to say, get in there and kind of show what you can do in the run game is exciting for me, especially playing on the outside, always having to cover. Going in there and actually trying to read the run and read the O-lineman and stuff like that is unique, and I love a good little challenge.
One of the cool parts about week one is you get to watch tape of all of last year if you want.
Yeah.
Just in that experience, did you learn something about Lad McConkey that maybe didn't resonate when you guys played him for the first time last season?
Yeah, because I think last year we only played him once. He was hurt that second time we played him, so really don't have film on him on one game that we played him, but over the things that I've seen, I really like how he plays. His space separation out of the breaks, really good routes, and you can just tell his timing with Justin Herbert over the course of the year really got better and better. So he's a really good receiver, and I think he's going to be a really good challenge for us on the back end to kind of go out there and see what we're about.
I don't know if you've been to Brazil, but do you think you and your teammates have a sense of just how long this trip is and the distance?
No. To be honest, I don't even know what it's going to be like being on 11 hours on an airplane. That's foreign to me, but I think just going into this, it's really just control what you can control. There's going to be things that happen that we unfortunately can't see or predict. So just going in there, making sure we have all the game plan in and making sure that the football is right. So when we go out there, it's not trying to do two things at once.
Along
Yeah.
the lines, how excited are you to play your first game in Brazil? And
Yeah.
have you brushed up on any Portuguese at all?
I haven't. One of my best friends actually wants to move to Brazil, so he's telling me all these things about Brazil and stuff. And I don't know how much time we are going to get to go explore the city and stuff, but I think it's really cool that, teams get to go out and play in different countries and do different unique things like this. So I know I'm excited to play my first game and, even just be in Brazil.
And I know you want to probably focus on the game mostly, but has there been any update about potential contract extension before the season starts? And is that an importance to you, obviously, before you guys get on the plane?
Yeah. No, none really. I feel like moving forward now, even, it's really just about the season and about the game. I'm not too worried about the contract or anything. That can truly just happen in the off season, and let's just go out there and have a great year this year.
Trent, what type of mentality are you guys wanting to set here in week one?
Just that relentless KC defense. Over this past few years, since I've been here at least, I feel like we've gotten better and better and better each year. And I think guys are comfortable now. We brought back most of the defense, and we all kind of know how each other plays. So just going out there, and I always say, Coach Spags thing this year, be bold, be great. That's truly just what we want to be.
Last one, anybody? Thanks, Trent.
Appreciate y'all. Good seeing y'all again, man.
Yes.
the what are the butterflies like? First week for the NFL.
They're there, but I think you can cancel those out with preparation. So that's what I'm about to get ready to do.
What have you been told about just, getting ready for the first game of the season from some of the vets in the locker room?
Just be prepared. They're a great team. Obviously we are, so it's just about kind of just putting, like I said, the preparation in and, taking that to Brazil.
In college, were you a big film guy? Like, how much did you study the opposition?
Yeah, I studied a lot, especially like offensive line or the other side.
Like the opposing team's defense.
Yeah, a lot. You had to, just because they could. Ohio State always got somebody's best game, so we just kind of had to always prepare for anything. So yeah, just definitely had to watch a lot of
your
tape.
process is just kind of similar in that sense to what it was, or is it?
Times two. I know everything here is a little upgraded and is up a notch, so I try to, instead of like a couple hours, let's go 2 hours and 30 minutes of studying a day. So I try to, yeah.
Josh, what have the guys in your line told you about how to prepare for traveling international play?
I mean, not too much. A lot of these guys play big-time football. They've traveled, really long flights and stuff like that. It's just more about just kind of being a pro and getting on that plane prepared. So,
Josh, how do you feel like playing at Ohio State has kind of helped you for this moment and being in the league?
yeah, it helped a lot. It helped kind of, like I said, kind of train how to be a pro, watching film, being on top of recovery. Then you got just asking questions. I'll ask the D-line, like, what did you see from me on this play during practice? So, like I said, preparation. I know it's getting annoying, but that's just kind of what it is. Yeah, my fault.
And for you personally, what are you wanting to put on tape for the NFL to see this upcoming week?
Oh, first I want to do my job. I want to make sure, my teammates can count on me. But then it's just more just technique. If you're always in the right spot at the right time, it can definitely get you a lot of one blocks. So.
How do you evaluate your preseason, especially the games? How do you think you did?
I took preseason with a grain of salt. It's kind of backups here, just maybe a guy who doesn't play this position here. So I just kind of took it with a grain of salt. How was my technique? Did I take the right footsteps, etc.? So that's kind of how I evaluated it.
Just the coaches here talked about how you didn't miss a rep. It seemed important to you not to miss training camp, maybe even a rep within a drill. I just wonder, is that something that was always instilled in you? Did the injuries sort of feel you more in that way?
Yeah, a lot. I was shooting for a lot that last college season, so I try to at least come back with a little oomph.
Last one, anybody? Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.